It's true, we all do life, but who knew it could be this funny? It's Doing Life with Maria and Chad.
And on today's episode, a prank that took 4 years to pull off. This involves a daughter in high school and her mom. You're not going to want to miss this. It's coming up today. Maria, let's start with a chance for you to predict the future. Are you good at seeing into the future, making predictions?
No, I pretty much suck at that. Otherwise, I would have made quite a few changes in my life if I could have predicted the future.
All right. So this is one of the sexiest men alive, or at least people love this man because he may know things that we don't. Dr. Fauci. Are you familiar with Dr. Fauci?
I thought you were going to say Dr. Phil. So no, I do not know Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci is the guy that's like always giving the updates to Donald Trump about the coronavirus, and he's like the head doctor. I think he was CDC. I'm probably wrong, but he's the guy that they go to with like, how bad is it? What, when should we predict that things will go back to normal? That sort of thing. He has been asked to throw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals baseball game that's actually happening on Thursday night. So it's like the first game back, sports returning, big deal, right?
Right.
So because you and I have thrown out the first pitch at D-backs games, what do you think? Dr. Fauci, a guy who's known as Mr. Coronavirus, will he or will he not wear a mask when he throws out the first pitch?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know. I was thinking about this. I just heard he was going to do it. I'm like, will he be out there in a mask, or since he'll be kind of by himself, not next to people, will he not wear a mask?
There's two sides to this. I mean, on the first hand, like you said, no one's going to be around.
Right.
He doesn't necessarily have to wear a mask, but he also has to set the example.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to say yes, he's going to wear a mask.
Okay, let me raise the stakes. You're saying yes. Would you, if you were in Vegas and you could bet on this, would you put $100 of your own money on this?
Ooh. No, not $100.
Okay, taking the money out of it, I would say, I'll go the other way. I'll say he's not going to wear a mask. So one of us will be right, one of us will be wrong. We'll update on future podcasts. But yeah, baseball's returning on Thursday. I see here the NBA is starting on the 30th of July, and then NHL, which is going to be like a playoff thing, starts on August 1st. So all sports, and actually, I know that NFL is making strides. They're getting training camp, and they're going to skip all the preseason stuff. So all the sports are coming back, which makes Chad a happy boy. I am very excited about this.
My husband was watching soccer the other day, and it was Phoenix Rising against Orange County. And it was weird because, again, there's no one in the stands, and there's just like cardboard pictures of random people. It could be family members, I don't know, but cardboard pictures of people in the stands.
Yeah.
I would think as a professional sports, whether it's basketball, even golf, soccer, football, that part of your motivation and part of your enthusiasm is based on the people in the audience, the people watching. It would be harder to play without anybody there.
It's really weird when you see something big happen. Like one of the preseason baseball games I was watching the other day, it was actually against the D-backs. The Dodgers had a grand slam. And so, that's like one of the biggest things that can happen in a baseball game. And the ball goes over the fence, and it's just like crickets, just run around the bases. And they throw in like some fake crowd noise, but then they show and there's no crowd. Like the ball went over the outfield and there's nobody out there. It's going to be interesting. It's better than nothing, but I know you're most excited about the fact that today is National Junk Food Day or something?
Yay! National Junk Food Day. Let's celebrate.
Do you have I know it's not a desktop calendar, maybe like a bedside calendar. You wake up and it's National Carrot Day. You get excited about all these national days.
I used to have one because there was a radio listener to our show that knows I love these random national days. And she sent me a whole calendar with all of those, but that was last year. I don't have one for this year. But I did find out it was National Junk Food Day. And since we're all putting on our quarantine 15 because we're eating at home, I found what Arizonans are snacking on the most.
Okay. Is this an actual snack food, or is this something that could be considered a meal?
No, this is going to be snacks.
Okay.
Does not include drinks like sodas because those are liquids, and does not include gum because you're not supposed to eat gum. You're not supposed to swallow it.
So I'm supposed to guess, I'm assuming, what Arizonans are snacking on. I will go, because I know how people view our state, like tortilla chips, like chips and salsa.
No. And I will say that this was done by Google Trends.
Okay.
So there is a little bit of science behind it. You are from Indiana.
I'm not from Indiana. You always do this. I'm from Illinois. This is close. They're right next to each other. But I did live in Indiana after college for like 6 months. But I grew up in Illinois and went to college in Illinois.
Why do I get those two mixed up all the time? Okay, if you were from Indiana, your snack food of choice, at least during the quarantine 15 here, Pringles.
Oh, Pringles. I was raised on Pringles and French onion dip. That's a tough combo to top. So I can see where that would make sense in Indiana. What about Illinois? Do you have that?
Illinois, Skinny popcorn.
That stuff's okay. Do you like it?
No, there's like another brand, Popcornopolis or something.
Oh yeah,
that's the one I like.
Is that the one did they have like caramel and all that stuff in there?
Well, they do, but the one I get is the giant bags from Costco, and it's just plain, lightly salted. But I like that one better than the Skinny Pop. No offense, Skinny Poppers.
Okay.
We both lived in Florida for a while. Their snack of choice is mini donuts.
Okay, strange, but okay.
And then Michigan, because I'm from Michigan, Sour Patch Kids.
These are so random. What about... go ahead.
I don't have Wisconsin. I didn't put that one down. But Arizona was Cheez-Its.
I love Cheez-Its. You know what? It's funny because you mentioned Indiana as Pringles and then Arizona as Cheez-Its. I could sit and eat an entire box or container of both of those, the sour things, I could pass on that. Mini donuts, one or two, I'm good. The popcorn, I still am kind of into movie theater popcorn. If I can have it, if I'm going to have popcorn, I go all the way. Have you tried those Dots things I mentioned on one of the other podcasts? I was telling you about those pretzels.
No, I haven't been out to get them yet.
I think they have them at Trader Joe's. I think that's where my wife's been getting them. But I do have to make a confession as we talk about junk food and eating bad. Like, I try to eat good, but I have to confess that over the weekend, I totally fell off. And I kind of kept track of what I ate because it was so bad. It was so different than what I typically would do. So Saturday, and let me add, my wife was out of town, so that probably had a lot to do with it. My daughter and I had to fend for ourselves. So what did we do? We went out to an actual restaurant and had buffalo wings. And then
nice.
That wasn't enough. We needed to get ice cream. So we went to the grocery store on the way home and picked up the, trying to think of the type it is. It's Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Cherry Garcia with the chocolate and the cherries. We got some of that. And then that was just Saturday. So Sunday came around and it was time for lunch and had a pulled pork burrito for lunch. And then my wife comes home and she was out of town with some girls over the weekend and didn't want to cook. So Sunday's dinner was Supreme Pizza. So I did 2 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I actually, I noticed I kind of felt like crap, because I hadn't been eating stuff like that, especially all at once. But yeah, I was kind of like, I get where people are getting their quarantine 15. It makes you feel good. It's easy, I can totally see where people would do that. Now, one of the things that's been in the news is a lot of bars, not necessarily in Arizona, have had to shut down if, in fact, they don't serve food. Have you heard about this?
Oh, No.
So certain states are like, you have to be a restaurant. So some bars that really aren't restaurants are actually having to kind of make it up as they go along. There's one in New York, and actually this is kind of funny. They are adding croutons to their menu. So for $1, you can get a handful of croutons. Listen to this.
A piece of meat, $1. 1 piece of our sliced charcuterie meat, chef's choice. Then we have 9 French fries, get a couple of laughs, put people in a, good mood. Within the hour, we will have, a brand new dollar menu coming out.
I'm looking at this thing. You could order 9 French fries. The croutons that I mentioned, you can get grapes or chips. But there's an update to this story. I guess it turns out that these menus like this don't actually satisfy the requirements, so they're going to shut these places down. But I appreciate the trying, Would you like some croutons with your beer?
Actually, I love croutons. I would order croutons and the 9 French fries. I'll take one of each, please.
My daughter and I were talking this morning, like, what's your favorite side item? And we both agreed it's tater tots, even more than French fries.
Oh.
Like they're just, there's something about them,
But I like tater tots a little overdone. I want them crispy on the outside.
Yes.
And then soft on the inside.
Mm-hmm. What about your daughter, Lucy? Is she the same?
She's a tot girl.
She's a tot girl.
She is. She's a tot girl. But I got this is funny. So a while ago, Lucy sends me $40 through Venmo or whatever. And she goes, I ordered something. It was $40, so I used your PayPal. I'm just paying you back. I'm like, okay, well, what did you order? And I look, and she had ordered this sweatshirt, and this is what it says. It says, this is on the back of the sweatshirt. Dear person behind me, I hope today turns out great. Lots of love, the person in front of you. And I will put this up on our video here on YouTube so you can see it.
Okay.
I'm going to be covering my face here. Okay. So I go, really? You paid $40 for that sweatshirt? And she goes, oh, and it came from France. I go, it's going to take, months to get here.
Right.
And she's like, this is why I cannot be an adult, because I don't read the fine print. So anyway, sweatshirt comes, I open it up. It's just a dumb sweatshirt, but I kind of like this saying a little bit more now with the way times are right now.
Yeah.
And I think I might keep it. I think I might steal it from her.
Oh no.
So again, it says, dear person behind me, I hope today turns out great. Lots of love, the person in front of you. It's a positive message. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what started out as judging your daughter, now you're on the positivity train. I like that.
And one other thing I want to mention about my daughter, I just remembered this. She texted us, and she did her good deed for the day yesterday. She was in Fry's doing some grocery shopping.
Right.
And she helped a blind man find customer service.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. What?
Yeah. How did
it come to be? Like, did the person approach or ask for help, or?
I think he was walking in, and I didn't actually talk to her. This was all through a text message, but I believe he was walking in, and she probably said, can I help you find something? And he's like, yeah, I need customer service. So she led him over to customer service. Oh. I was like, oh.
Lucy's the best. And as we wrap up the podcast today, this is something that I'm sure she would have never done to you, but I found this story and I thought it was pretty funny. There's a daughter who took 4 years to prank her mom. What she did, she pranked her mom by wearing the same outfit for the past 4 years in her school pictures. Listen to this.
I'm putting your photo album together, and I'm a few years behind. Why do you have the same outfit on forever? Did you do that for 4 years? And I didn't know? Oh my gosh.
I put a jacket on that one.
You have the same necklace on. Where's the last picture?
I think it's great that it took her that long. Like, she's literally trying to put all these pictures together, and she's like, wait a second, you're wearing the exact same thing on picture day 4 years in a row.
That is awesome. I love that little girl.
We'll put that picture on the Maria and Chad Facebook page if you want to check out that and watch the video and all that. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. It's Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Turn on notifications, subscribe, and all those things. We're pretty much on every podcast app except for Apple Podcasts. We're waiting on approval from them. But we're talking about iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pandora, and of course, YouTube. And thanks again for watching and listening to our podcast today.
Thanks again for listening to Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Follow us on Instagram at Maria and Chad. You can now listen to every episode on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Pandora, and of course, you can watch on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.